Your attention, please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking area.
Hey guys, welcome to another video with the Boring Traveler. Today I'll be showcasing my trip on Japan Airlines from Narita to Hanoi, where I'm going to make suits for my wedding. This is going to be the third and final leg of my trip from DC to Hanoi, so let's get right into it. This flight is a bit long. It's just really weird because sometimes I be feeling like it's actually not that far to get from one country to another, but Japan is actually quite a bit away from Southeast Asia. So this flight is actually going to be 6 hours. So here we're going to be flying on a Boeing 767-300ER. It's one of the smaller kind of aircrafts that Japan Airlines are using. And I guess this is intra-Asia, so that is the reason why they've decided to fly us with this aircraft on this route. We have a couple of bathrooms in the front, and as you can see here, it's a 1-2-1 formation in the business class section. I'll be seated on seat 6K, which is closer to the window, which I always prefer when sitting on the aisle of these kind of 1-2-1 configurations, because at least I get to look out and I love to get really good shots of the tarmac when we're taking off and landing. So let's check out the seat. As you can see here, they gave us a menu, a bottle of water to start. I always appreciate that because I get thirsty during the flight. Pretty long, pretty spacious, pretty distinct of JL's business class. Very similar to if you saw my SFO to Narita video, they like that long style. I like that also. I get lots of legroom. As you can see here, we had the night lights, a bunch of good amenities here, headphones, slippers, a blanket, a nice pillow, and again, as I mentioned before, being next to the window is obviously a plus. What a beautiful skyline. So as you can see here, a pretty standard size television screen, nothing as big as what we had seen in the video from SFO to Narita. As you can see here, pretty basic controls, nothing too fancy, but of course a lie flat seat is most important, and for me any flight longer than 6 hours. We had these couple of tabs, I'm not really sure what those did, but as you can see here, there's a lot of space on the side, so I really liked the side console here. I really do like the wood type finishing on the table. I love the small attention to detail that JL likes to implement on their aircraft. Very classy. Here you can see how they put their warm towel on this black plate. I mean, like I'm saying, JL just love this attention to detail. Now, for this 6-hour flight, we're going to start off with a salad, some bread, oil, butter, peppers, pretty standard appetizer. I like my salads, you know what I mean? And then for the main, I picked the international cuisine because on the flight to Narita from SFO, I had picked the Asian cuisine. So I just wanted to see what they had to offer. And there was a steak with Worcester sauce. I think that's how you say it, Worcester sauce. Anyway, I didn't really like that. So it wasn't my favorite meal, but I think it was still pretty fancy, still pretty good. So it just depends on whether you like that kind of food or not. Let's get to a quick bathroom review. So you can see here, JL is pretty spacious bathroom. I really do like that they offer us enough space on their bathrooms, so I'm happy with that. They had some mouthwashes you had just seen previously. Not too many fancy amenities in here, but just I think enough for a 6-hour flight. So in conclusion, comparing this to what a 6-hour flight in the US would look like, I think you guys can watch my Alaska Airlines video from DCA to SFO for reference, which was part of this itinerary, actually the first leg. This was very enjoyable, honestly, because it was a lie flat seat. There was a lot of leg room. Of course, everybody knows JAL doesn't have personal air vents, so it might get a little hot. But at seat 6K, which was closer to the window, of course, and because of the way JAL staggers their seats in business class, you still have a little bit of a private view. Not as much as we saw in the JAL from SFO to Narita, which was literally like a private suite. This still had like not as much privacy, but again, this is a 6-hour flight. You guys see what I'm saying? So I really would say, yeah, 85% is a good rating for that. Now the food, you could have picked Japan cuisine, international cuisine. Like they're giving you options. So of course, I just have to give that a fair rating. That was pretty good. Service-wise, not much. Not that I'm expecting too much, but just there was nothing that was of note. So just not applicable. And entertainment-wise, it was basically the same thing. And as I had mentioned in my previous video, JL are not really to be known for their in-flight entertainment system. So I think I watched Flowers of the Killer Moon also. So yeah, that's about it. And lastly, if you're wondering how I was able to book this flight, it cost me 85,000 points on Alaska. This was a 3-leg trip from Washington, D.C. to San Francisco, from San Francisco to Narita Airport in Japan, and from Narita Airport in Japan to Hanoi Airport in Vietnam. So this is me finally landing in Vietnam. The whole itinerary was 85,000 points in business class, except for the first leg in Alaska, which was in economy, but someone online actually gifted me an upgrade. So yeah, and I will see you guys in the next one.